Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing a double unboxing. This time we have two Delta models, a Boeing 737-800 and a crj-200. The Boeing 737-800 has the Champions emblem on the front of it. I'll show you that in a minute. I think you can see it up here. Should be a pretty cool unboxing, double unboxings today. Let's get started with the smaller of the two, the Delta crj-200. Starting off with the box, it is a standard Gemini Jets box. As you can see, it's that navy blue with the logo on the bottom. It does open up, some statistics about the airplane itself. You can actually see it in there. Around the sides of the Gemini Jets logo, you have the decal of the plane, another Gemini Jets logo, and another decal of the plane. If you open it up, here's the model itself. Take off the clear wrapping and the paint protector. And here is the aircraft. Okay, let me get all this stuff out of the way and I'll get back to you guys. Starting off with just some first impressions, it is a nice model. There's not a whole lot of detail, just because it's a smaller model. I mean, if you put it next to even something as small as like the Breeze Embraer 195, it's pretty small. Like, this is my finger, that's my thumb next to it. It's a very small model, but that's expected because it's the crj-200, even smaller than the ERJ 145. Which is pretty cool because that is even pretty small. Now, something with this model, because it's so small that I noticed, and I'll show you even more, well, I'll zoom in now, actually, but in the front, it's not actually two wheels, it's just kind of one gear piece, and then they just paint black on both sides of it. I don't know if you can see that, but I thought that was something interesting when I first saw this model in the United version, and I was wondering if they did this time, and sure enough, they did. But yeah, it's a nice model, not too much detail again because it is a smaller model, but a very nice model. Let's go into more detail. Hard to zoom really far in on this model because it is so small, so we'll get like half of it and then move the other half. But starting up at the front, you got those cockpit windows, then you have the L1 door. Right below the cockpit window, sorry, Skipper has it, is that nose wheel. Again, it is only, it's one big piece of metal, and then on both sides, they just painted them black, like the circles that are attached to the landing. It's not like separate individual pieces of wheel. It's actually just one big piece of metal down there, or small piece, I guess. Moving more to the right, there you have the Delta Connection logo. I've always loved Delta Connection. I thought it was a really cool, instead of just saying like Express or something like that, it's Connection, which is a little different than everybody else, which I always thought was kind of cool. Now you have the rest of the doors. You have the emergency exit over the wing. You have the winglet on the end of the wings there, and moving down even further, you have the registration, which is November 685 Bravo Romeo. Then you have those engines on the back, the tail engines, and then moving further up, you have the actual tail of the aircraft. Now, I do think it's funny that Delta did not decide to move. It's nothing to do with Gemini Jets, but I do think it's funny that Delta didn't decide to put the Delta logo on the rest of the tail and just decided to cut it down slim there. But yeah, it's a pretty standard Delta tail, just that Delta triangle with all two shades of red and the kind of crease in the middle. I do think that it's interesting that it's not just the same printed on every tail. It is a little different depending on the size of the aircraft. For example, if I bring in the A220, I set its tail right here, they actually do put more of the Delta logo in. Maybe not, that's not the best example, but on some of them it depends on the tail size and how much of that Delta triangle they put on there. But it does actually differ from plane to plane in some cases. Nothing too special on the bottom of the aircraft. Again, there you can see that weird kind of nose gear thing going on. Then you have the back landing gear, which do have normal wheels on them, or not like the front ones. You do have a hole for a model stand, and of course the Gemini Jets logo, because what would a Gemini Jets plane be without a Gemini Jets logo? Moving on to the Delta 737-800. Here on the front, you can see you have the decal of the airplane, just a regular box from Gemini Jets. You have the logo down here for Delta. If you open it up, you got some statistics about the airplane and the actual model itself. On this side of the box is Gemini Jets logo, the decal of the plane, the Gemini Jets logo again, and another decal of the model. Now, opening the box up, it is a regular box. You have this clear top. Here you have a paint protector, the model, and in this box, another paint protector on the bottom. So you got to separate it there. All right, let me get all this out of the way, and then I'll get back to you guys. Starting off with first impressions, wow, with the wing flex. Wow, that's a lot of wing flex. It definitely makes it. I don't even know if it's not realistic at all. The wing flex, not even takeoff, nothing. It's really flexed. Let me just give a quick comparison here. There's the Delta model. Let me bring in a American 737-800. This is the one roll livery. Put it next to it here. That's the difference there. Quite a lot of wing flex on that Delta 737-800 versus the American. Both from Gemini jets. I'm hoping this isn't a new mold from Gemini jets and they just made a mistake, because it would really, just put it plainly, it would suck to get the rest of the 737-800s like this for a while with the wings these flex, because that's, wow. Let's turn it for a second and see a comparison. Oops, sorry, American. You can see how much it comes over the back of the fuselage there. You can see it, its visibility, and on this one, not quite much. It's just so angled. It's nuts. I think it might be, I think it's about midsection on the tail. I know it's hard to see. Let me lower the camera so it makes it a little easier to comprehend this for a minute. Let me align it with the wood. All right. This is what it should look like. Even this might be a little flexed. Let's get it right there so I can focus it. I'll lower it even more. Get it right to the level of the plane. All right, that's pretty much what it should look like. And then here's the Delta 737-800. Look at the wing flex. It's nuts. The wings, that's another way I could show this. If I move this over here and then put this one over here, they're right next to each other right now. One's not in front, one's not behind. They're right next to each other. Actually, now they're right next to each other. Now I'm looking at the camera, it looks like I have the American way in front, and that's why it's so much higher. It looks bigger or whatever, but it's not. They're right next to each other, which is so crazy the wing flex is like that. All right, well, that's a little long of a first impression, but definitely something to note. Going into more detail on the model up front, we have the front cockpit windows. Right underneath that, we have the championship logo, and then we have the Champions logo. Then we have, I believe it's from Atlanta, that's what that's from, in case you're wondering, sorry. Then underneath that, we have that nose gear. Then we have the L1 door. Scooting a little forward more, we have the main Delta logo, not Delta Connection, just normal since it's a big 737. Moving it forward more, we have the engine there. There we have the landing gear, and wow, that wing flex. There it is again. It surprised me every time. Like, even on camera, it looks crazy. I can't even, doesn't do really justice for real life. There we have registration, which is November 374, oops, focus. 374, it's tough to read, but it is 3746 Hotel. Okay, then we have the American flag right in front of that. Scooting it down one more, we have that last door, and of course there is the Delta tail. Looking at the underside of the model, here we have in the front nose gear, we have those engines. And then here's where it's interesting for me. I love how Delta puts the logo on the bottom of the plane, and it's really nice feature, really nice detail from Gemini jets, because if you didn't have that there, you know, nobody can see it, but it really does show that you're really trying to make a really detailed model when you go into this much detail and put the Delta logo on the bottom. Delta Connections don't have the logo on the bottom, but Delta themselves, the bigger planes, do. Everything from an A220 to the big 747s, everything like that, even though they don't run anymore, they all have the Delta logo on the bottom. And of course, we have that hole for a model stand and Gemini Jets logo, because what would a Gemini Jets plane be without a Gemini Jets logo? Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It's been such a fun video to make. Definitely some notable things is definitely the landing gear on the front of the crj-200, and definitely the wing flex on the 737-800. Definitely cool, enjoyable models though. It doesn't really hurt their quality. Besides the wing flex, looks a little odd, but other than that, they're great models. I really am gonna enjoy them. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. But wait, really quick before you go, at 2,000 subscribers, I will give away 2 models instead of the one we just did for 1,000. So we gave that one away, and we have 2 more coming out for the 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.